Hey folks, Kilt-Man here. Kilt-Man with a little white feather flying past him. Doesn't that mean you've got a guardian angel looking over you? Or did I dream that? I don't know. Anyway, my dreams tend to be influenced by this kind of thing. Look at my shiny nose, because I'm sitting now in the courtyard of the Croc. You've been here before. You've been with me before, sitting here for a lunchtime session with whiskies, and it's blitzing it down with sunshine. But we're heading into another bank holiday weekend. Our last bank holiday weekend, which was the Easter weekend, was an absolute record-breaking, temperatures soaring, sun. We were hotter than the Med, and apparently it's going to be hotter again this weekend. Woohoo! And it's bank holiday again. Get in there. So anyway, folks, look, I know I've got a mask review, I've got a film review, but I have just spent since 4 o'clock this morning watching Game of Thrones. Episode 3 from season 8, the season finale. And oh my god, now, I have not mentioned Game of Thrones at all to you. I haven't. And the reason for that would be because, well, Jesus, where would I start? Where would I end? As you know me, it's not so often where I start, it's, am I ever going to stop? Now, the problem I have with Game of Thrones, and it's a problem for reviewing, and that is because I can't remember everyone's bloody name. There's so many characters, and I do lose track of who's who. The Brans, the Brons, the Bryns, the Brians, fucking hell, there's so many of them. I've watched it right from the word go, and I've loved every minute of what is what. 80 odd hours of absolute gold dust television. Production values are skyrocketed. This is better quality than most movies. Now, I'm not going to give any spoilers away about this. You know, this is the first of a couple of feature-length episodes in this final season. This one went on for 82 minutes, and my God, it's been the build-up to the battle against the Night King and the White Walkers at Winterfell. The Dothraki were there, you know, Daenerys' armies there, the Sullied, or the Unsullied. What are these? You know what I mean. Millions and millions of human warriors, and of course the army of the undead. And anyone that they kill, the Night King can resurrect them. So you lose, you have casualties. They're going to become your fucking enemies. Now, what I will say, if you've not seen the episode yet, and I'm not going to give anything away, I really am not. I'm not going to do that, which is tough, because you know what I'm like. But we've all seen the likes of the Two Towers, Helm's Deep. We've seen Zulu and Zulu Dawn. We've seen Troy. We've seen Gladiator. We've seen Braveheart. We've seen epic last stands and sieges. You know, and each one tops the last one. They learn new stunts, new techniques, new sweeping camera work. This is a TV show, folks, but this is pure cinema. This is so cinematic, so sweeping, so huge, so epic scale. And they've learned from every single one of those aforementioned battle sequences, which are all celebrated, all influential. This one has kicked the tits of every single one of them. This just goes on. 2 episodes, 1 and 2 of this season, have been build up. The chess pieces are on the table, getting to know who's still alive, who we can depend on, who we can't depend on, where the next conflict might come from, how we're going to fight off this horde of White Walkers, which are millions strong. There's dragons, don't forget the dragons. So we get epic battles, we get lots of individual last stands, retreats, we have aerial combat with dragons above the cloud cover, above the canopy of the clouds, and it looks so painterly. It's just majestic to behold. Carnage is rife, you know, and intermingled with all the big, large-scale stuff, you've got lots of subtle little moments as well, which then turn into really frenetic, helter-skelter pursuits through the labyrinth of corridors and warrens that is Winterfell. And of course, it's all going to culminate in, well, a final showdown of sorts. And my God, I'm going to say one word, and it's a name that I fucking remember. One name, one word, and this is what owns the show. Oh my God, the rest of the cast have got to go some way to beat this character, to get to the level of badassery that Arya, little Arya, oh my God, she owns this. owns it. Little Maisie, well, it's not so little anymore, because in the previous episode she had a bit of a sex scene as well. Good lord, she disrobed, and we were all aghast. How could you? You're only a kid. But she was seen from behind. Anyway, she's a woman now, and my God, me and Luke, my son, Kilt-Man Jr. We were up at 4 this morning to watch it, and it airs at 2. But it airs at 2 on, what was it, Sky Pacific, whatever the hell it is, but with adverts. We don't want no stinking adverts. We don't want no commercials. No. So we get up after it's finished. So right about 4 o'clock we were up and we were watching all the episode without the adverts. And then, son, we were the two of us were like literally exhausted, battle scarred, weary, sweaty, smelling. We were trembling with the exhilaration of it all. And I said to him, again? So we watched it again. And if ever every episode of Game of Thrones bears repeat viewing, because, you know, if it isn't action, and can you see me in this? My God, this Saharan sunshine. And my super shiny nose. I was going to say, where was I going with that? I can't remember now. Every episode demands repeat viewing because the script is so dynamic, the characterizations, the nuances. You know, we all love Tyrion. Tyrion, I am the god of tits and wine. He is just so clever. But then you go, well, let's analyse this character and that character, and even this little person we forgot about for like 3 or 4 seasons, but they're back again. And even you're great too. Everyone has nuance, everyone has depth, everyone has a 3-dimensionality, which, you know, most TV shows can't come close to achieving that. Most films can't come close to that. A TV show has more chance to explore the depths of a character than a film. A film only has a very small amount of time in comparison. So a TV show can really labour and build up and develop layer upon layer upon layer for a character and make them complex and interesting. And Game of Thrones owns every TV show, every movie in that department. Everyone has shades of grey, everybody, which is realistic. Everyone has moments to shine. Everyone is capable of a bit of skullduggery and a bit of subterfuge. There's some good words for you. Maybe about a whiskey or two. But everyone's capable of doing the meanest, nastiest things. Survival, at the end of the day, is what counts. And you'll do the utmost to survive, or to help the ones you love survive. Game of Thrones really works on this. But it twists allegiances, it twists so much this way and the other. And it pulls the rug from under your feet many times. The Red Wedding, anyone? You know, and so many other things where people have just been wasted left, right and centre, but you didn't expect it. The weird thing is now you do expect it. And there's a couple of moments in this episode where you're thinking, oh no, you're not going to, or are you? See, I'm not going to give nothing away. I loved it, folks. This is probably the most tremendous, pulverising, dazzling, exhilarating, harrowing 80 minutes of anything that I've ever spent, apart from getting married. The wedding ceremony was kind of harrowing in its own right. Yeah, we won't go into that though. But yeah, see, I don't review these things because so many people out there do review them, and they know the ins and outs. The Easter eggs, they play scenes and show pictures, and they put little arrows. Have you seen this? Did you hear what he said there? In the background, that's a reference to this. You know, and they're like fucking Sherlock Holmes. These are like detectives. You know, ripping apart every fucking nanosecond of these episodes. And I love that too. Don't get me wrong, I love that kind of thing. But I can't do that. I haven't got the time, I haven't got the technology to show clips and stuff. All I can do is just reenact things for you. And this has plenty of whoosh, whoosh, flaming swords, epic decapitations and all sorts of things. It is just exhilaration to the nth degree. Honest to God, you're going to be on the edge of your seat throughout the entire thing. You guys are going to love it. Honestly, blow you away. So, out of 10, what would I give it? A fucking 10. Of course I'm going to give it a 10. It's Game of Thrones. You know, it never really underachieves, does it, Game of Thrones? It always, even when nothing happens, the dialogue is scintillating. the intrigue, the stuff, the manoeuvring, you know, all this kind of, you know, skullduggery and Machiavellian mischief. It's always works. It's always fun to watch. Always stays in your mind, keeps you on edge, keeps you intrigued. Anyway, folks, that was a little, what are we on, 10 and a half minutes almost of whiskey-fueled enthusiasm for the thronage. Daenerys, oh come on Daenerys. Mind you, are there any ugly women in it? Yes, there are. Arise, Brienne of Tarth. But tell you what, no, you'd fight beside her. What's that phrase? I'd rather fuck her than fight her. Got more chance of survival. Anyway, folks, on that rather sordid, sleazy point, which does kind of sum up a huge element of Game of Thrones anyway, I'm going to say, see you all later. And remember, a husky is for life. Don't just buy it because it looks like a dire wolf. It's for life. Okay? Got it? See y'all.